In a world where fame often creates distance, one man has built a bridge. He's faced tragedy, yet chose empathy. He starred in some of the most iconic films of our time, but stayed grounded like an old friend. This is the story of Keanu Reeves, the man who gave us Neo, Wick, Constantine, and still gives up his subway seat like a stranger who cares. Not just an action hero, a quiet force of kindness in a noisy world. Today, we take a look at the performances that shaped his legend and the quiet choices that made him unforgettable. This is Keanu Reeves, the most humble superstar in Hollywood. Keanu Charles Reeves was born in Beirut, Lebanon in 1964. His mother was a costume designer, his father, a geologist, who left when Keanu was just 3 years old. His childhood was a blur of moving, from Australia to New York to Toronto. Dyslexia made school a challenge, but hockey gave him purpose. He once dreamed of playing goalie for Team Canada. Instead, he became one of Hollywood's most unexpected stars. His first screen appearances weren't blockbusters, but there was something magnetic about him, a sincerity behind the eyes. In Bill and Ted, he was goofy and lovable, but audiences weren't just laughing, they were watching. Then came Point Break and Speed. And suddenly, Keanu wasn't just that guy from that movie. He was an action hero. The studios loved him, fans adored him, but Keanu, he never chased the spotlight. No Hollywood mansion, no paparazzi games, just another role, another story to tell. And then came the story that would redefine his life, and maybe ours too, The Matrix. When The Matrix dropped in 1999, it wasn't just a film, it was a philosophy lesson wrapped in black leather and slow motion. And at the heart of it was Keanu Reeves. Neo wasn't just cool, he was searching, curious, quiet. Just like Keanu. Keanu didn't fake the role, he became it. Months of martial arts training, wire work, weapon drills. He learned over 200 martial arts moves for the first film alone, while recovering from spinal surgery. That's not ego, that's commitment. And when the studio offered him a huge chunk of profits from the sequels, he gave away millions, motorcycles for the entire stunt crew, bonuses for the effects team. One member of the production said, Keanu felt they were the real heroes of The Matrix, so he paid them like it. In a story about bending reality, Keanu stayed true to himself. No entourage, no demands, just a man in black, doing the work, becoming a legend by acting like he wasn't one. Behind the fame, behind the fight choreography and quiet charm, is a man who has endured more pain than he's ever publicly shared. In the late 1990s, Keanu fell in love with Jennifer Syme, an actress and personal assistant. Their joy turned tragic when their daughter, Ava, was stillborn at 8 months. Less than 2 years later, Jennifer died in a car accident. She was only 28. Keanu never made a media spectacle of his grief. He never wrote a tell-all. He never asked the world to feel sorry for him. He simply kept going. He once said,
"Grief changes shape, but it never ends."
It's a simple truth, from a man who learned it the hardest way. But instead of turning bitter, Keanu turned inward. He became more thoughtful, more generous, more present. Friends say he listens more than he speaks. He gives without asking for anything back. Maybe that's why his characters resonate so deeply. They carry the weight of the world, but never let it crush their soul. Keanu Reeves doesn't just act in movies, he lives with grace. In a world that often forgets what that looks like, you can tell a lot about someone when no one's watching. Keanu Reeves doesn't need headlines. His actions speak in quiet, powerful ways. No bodyguards, no flashing lights. Just a man with a bag over his shoulder, heading home like the rest of us. when a fan once waited outside his film set just to meet him. Keanu spent hours chatting, sharing snacks, and even signed their bus pass. He's been spotted buying meals for the homeless, not as a publicity stunt, but as a habit. And he listens, really listens. Interviewers say he makes eye contact, remembers names, and never interrupts. One even called it shuab, startling kindness. When his flight got delayed at an airport in California, most celebrities would have gone straight to a hotel. Keanu, he rented a van with strangers and rode with them across the state, playing road trip DJ, reading fun facts out loud, and helping people carry their bags. And here's something even fewer people know. For years, Keanu quietly funded children's hospitals, anonymously. No name plaques, no press releases, just help, given because it was needed. In a world built on filters and fame, Keanu Reeves is still just Keanu, and that might be his most heroic role yet. In 2014, the world met a new kind of action hero. A quiet man with a haunted past, a sharp suit, and a reason to fight. His name, John Wick. And the man who brought him to life? The same Keanu Reeves, now older, wiser, and more dangerous than ever. Keanu trained for months. Real gun ranges, real martial arts, real pain. In his 50s, he was outworking actors half his age, because that's what Keanu does. He puts in the work, no shortcuts, no ego. The John Wick franchise exploded, and not just because of the stunts, it was him. Stoic, respectful, dangerous with a gun, but soft-spoken with strangers. Once again, Keanu wasn't just playing a character, he was channeling something deeper. Loss, loyalty, and quiet strength. And then, something amazing happened. The internet fell in love with him. Not in a tabloid kind of way, in a we want to protect this man at all costs kind of way. He became a meme, a symbol, a vibe. You're breathtaking wasn't just a viral quote. It was the world saying, "We see you, Keanu, and we love what you stand for." In a culture obsessed with fame, Keanu became a legend again by simply being himself. Keanu Reeves doesn't preach. He doesn't brand himself as a guru or a leader, but listen closely, and you'll hear wisdom in the silence. When asked what happens when we die, he paused, looked down, and simply said, "I know that the ones who love us will miss us." Simple, true, and quietly beautiful. He doesn't need to be loud to be heard. He doesn't need to be flashy to be seen. And that's what makes his presence so powerful. It's rare, especially in Hollywood, to meet someone who values presence over popularity and respect over recognition. He takes the time for everyone, the crew, the fans, the people who never show up in headlines. And they all say the same thing. He made me feel seen. That is legacy. Keanu Reeves didn't build his legacy through awards. He built it with grace, with grief, with gratitude. He taught us that success doesn't have to be loud, that masculinity can be gentle, and that kindness, that might be the greatest superpower of all. In a world obsessed with being seen, Keanu Reeves reminds us of the power of simply being good. He's played warriors, rebels, angels, and assassins. But his most unforgettable role, himself. His legacy won't be measured in box office numbers, or Oscars, or magazine covers. It'll be measured in small moments. The way he treats strangers, the way he carries loss, the way he listens. Maybe that's why we love Keanu Reeves. Not just for who he is on screen, but for the man he continues to be off it. And maybe, just maybe, we can all take a little bit of that with us. What's your favorite Keanu moment in a movie or in real life? Drop it in the comments. And if this video made you smile, Share it with someone who needs a reminder that there's still good in the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. We've got more stories coming soon. Until then, be breathtaking.
Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle.